Hello, everyone. This is Darcinovia here. I'm live. Sorry I had to delay the stream by an hour. I had lunch I had to eat, and it took me a while to make it. So here I am. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about in this month's stream regarding the end of the month stream. And the reason, for those of you who are wondering, why am I doing this a few days early? The day that I would normally do this, I'm spending time with a friend whose his birthday is on on the weekend, and I think that's more important than focusing on online stuff. So that's the reason why I'm doing this kind of stream early. Stan, I just use it as the thumbnail. I just used it as the thumbnail. I mean, I literally got the picture off Twitter. I mean, there's a Twitter user called Communist Sailor Moon who has a bunch of anti-fascist memes with Sailor Moon characters. So that's where I got it from. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's just considering my friend. I just want to prioritize that. Plus, I know there's those within my audience who watch these who are Star Wars fans. I'm sorry if I'm very slow with my Star Wars content because I have a lot of stuff I'm reading right now, and a lot of it is nonfiction. One of the books that I'm currently reading, I'm going to do a video about it in the future, and that is, I'll show you what it looks like. Hopefully, oh God, don't do this to me, stupid. Sorry. All right, I'll just show you what it looks like. For those of you who want to know, this is the book that I'm going to talk about in the future. After reading the book Settlers, I knew I had to read Wretches of the Earth because, Wretches of the Earth, I won't give a full opinion about the book yet, but it's a far better book than Settlers is. Unfortunately, those people who are irrationally hating on the book Settlers don't get the memo that you can have a opinion about a book or one way or the other. You don't have to like it, and you can still be labeled as a Zacchaeus just for simply picking up and reading Settlers. So, yeah. Of course, there's other books I'm reading, like this. With what's going on with Israel and Palestine, I feel like I need to, I need to increase my knowledge, and I do. One of the books I'm reading is Palestine, though this book is well known. The Ethnic Cleansing of Palestine. This book is a book I was recommended, and I'm going to pick that up. Also, here's a book I recommend anybody to read who is interested in learning about American fascism. This book is essential. It's a good place to start, but if you want to understand the current state of America, why it's a white supremacist fascist state, you should start with this book, The Counter-Revolution of 1776. I've mentioned this book multiple times throughout the years, but the Counter-Revolution of 1776 is a book that gets into detail on America before the 1776 revolution and gives context to why white supremacy is so prevalent in America. And in order to understand white supremacy in America, you have to understand its origins. The Counter-Revolution of 1776 is a great book. I recommend any person to read who's serious about understanding American fascism. It is a great book. I recommend you guys read it. The Counter-Revolution of 1776. I'm going to go through the book again so I could actually talk about it in more detail. If I can, I might get another person with me to talk about the book, because it is something I recommend anyone to read who wants to understand, racism in America and why the African American population are treated as the enemy and always has been treated as the enemy. And this book gives far more context. Now, of course, if I say this according to dumbasses who hate on settlers, like, oh my God, Darth Zenobia is a Zacchaeus. Well, the counter-revolutions of 1776 actually gets into more detail about that era of America and the world that Jay Sakai talks about. So no, I'm not a Zacchaeus because I've read this book before I read Settlers. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I know some of you are more interested in talking about pop culture shit, but since this is an open stream, in terms of topic, it's going to change probably from politics to pop culture, then back to politics again. That's the whole purpose of a stream like this. It's not organized. It's kind of chaotic. That's the whole point. Well, I don't know if you knew this, but Stan, most of the African population fought against the Americans and actually fought with the British. Because what the hell did the freaking Americans had to offer to the Africans other than slavery? So, yeah. Now, who knows? I may end up doing a react to some people. Who knows? Anything can happen in this stream. Anything can happen. Now, I don't know or care what you're talking about, Parker. I just don't know what you're talking about, actually. I don't have a comment on that. Now, he has nothing to say. Tokenism this and tokenism that. Young Ripa, like all freaking, crypto fascists, have a superficial analysis of the world. As for, Sandman, who fucking cares? He's just a useful idiot. Honestly, most of his audience are just white supremacists who just watch him because he says the same thing they freaking agree with. There's no fucking reason to fucking take him seriously. He's a fucking joke. Yes, it's important that Americans unlearn the garbage they've been fed, but it's not easy because a lot of the history that's been fed to us is not even history. It's fucking propaganda. It's fucking, oh, America was this, that. It's like the American history is just sucking the dick of America. That's all it is. In order to actually get real American history, you have to fucking climb on top of a mountain of shit because that's how fucking much awful fucking history books there are in America because it's not even history. Most of it is just propaganda glorifying the American empire. Now, let's see what our old friends like in the geek world are fucking saying. Let's look it up. Because, let's have some fun. I mean, come on. The whole purpose of a stream like this, I mean, come on. It isn't strictly a, politics stream. It's everything else as well. So I'm just going to take a quick look on what our old friends in the geek world are up to. Look, again, I'm not going to react to freaking videos that are an hour long because I don't fucking got that kind of time. I really don't. And yeah, let's just, for those of you who are wondering why I didn't do, my stream regarding, my stream regarding, the war on nerds, it's because there was no point in it. I would have been repeating myself. Oh, should I react to that dumbass rageaholic? Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. No, I don't think I can handle that cringe. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking. Doomcock. No, do we really need to bore ourselves with Doomcock? Oh God. RK Outpost. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just looking. I'm just looking at the moment. Oh God, let's just look. Let's see. I mean, there's nothing really interesting. I feel like if I react to the Fandom Menace, I'm just gonna fucking cringe, honestly, because there's literally nothing new I can fucking react to. It's like there's only so many times you can react to the Fandom Menace. Well, my window's open, in case you're wondering, Christopher Parker. Oh God, the Scoundrels Cantina. What the fuck are they saying now? I don't know. I think I prefer to ignore those fascists. Those guys, just won't let shit go. Oh God. Oh God. I just cannot do it. Okay, since I haven't reacted to the quartering that much compared to some of these other people, because let's just see what the quartering or Clownfish TV are up to. Okay, I don't know. I'm not a heavy metal person, so I don't care. So yeah, let's see. Okay, it's just the same boring shit. It's like Jesus. It's like these people don't. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't react to these people anymore. It's. I look at these people. It's like, oh my God, these fucking. I agree with you, Stan. Debunking videos are better, but this is like a chaotic, unorganized stream. Wait, what? Okay, this is juicy. I might want to react to this. I don't know. It's just. Oh God. Okay, I might react to some people because what the hell. But I'm just looking. Oh God, some moron. Okay. All right, whatever. I'm not gonna argue. With this with right now because I'm on a stream. I did not hear any. I don't pay attention to these people. So you're gonna have to elaborate because I don't know. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking for something juicy. Okay, this. Oh God, there's no shortage of fucking bullshit. I don't even know where to start with the quartering. I don't even know where to start. Maybe I could do something that I originally, was going to do with that other video. So let's just look for something juicy regarding Palestine. It's like, Jesus. I was looking, guys. Sorry. God, how do these people this guy has no life. I mean, how many fucking videos does he post every fucking week? This is insane. Fucking this is fucking insane. Holy shit. This is fucking insane. No, I'm serious. This is fucking insane. All right, sorry guys. I'm just looking. I'm sorry guys. I'm just looking for video. I'm getting some videos. I should have done this beforehand, but hey, this is a stream. This isn't fucking organized. It never was supposed to be organized. I mean, this is after all a stream. Streams are never organized. Anyone that tells you is fooling themselves. Well, these streams are like disorganized. I'm just adding some stuff so it can be easier to do it. I'm not going to do it at this exact moment. It's like, holy crap. It's just very difficult, honestly, because I don't want to freaking do stuff too much. Because if I do, fucking, people will like, it's like, hey, Dwarf Sinovia, why are you reacting to these people, not those people? So, yeah. Clownfish TV, I did react to a video, but it's only something that I can actually relate to and talk about. Because, I don't know anything about the heavy metal scene, and I'm not going to talk about something I know nothing about. So that's why I'm not going to discuss it. Let's see. Oh, fuck. Jesus. Jeremy Grigg. Oh, my God. This guy is a gold mine. If I wanted to freaking... If I wanted to freaking, yeah. If I wanted to fucking, do debunking videos, his channel is a fucking gold mine. Well, I just explain it for those who are watching this after, the stream is over. So they are wondering, what the hell am I doing? Oh, yeah, Batman the Animated Series is a good series. I still enjoy it, even though Batman's kind of cringe at times, at least most of his incarnations, because of, the reactionary, the reactionary, stuff in their stories. It's still entertaining. I mean, the best Batman is the Batmans that don't take themselves 100% too seriously. Oh my God. Geeks and Gamers, this guy doesn't quit. Oh my God. I could react to him endlessly, and I would never run out of material, but then again, it would make me no better than him. So, no, I won't give him, that kind of attention. So, I just found them. I just found the two videos I'm going to react to. One of them's from The Quartering, and one of them's from Clownfish TV. So, I'm just going to set them up. Of course, we might react to two Quartering videos. We might. So, without further ado, I'm just going to get my headphones so I don't accidentally have double sound like I did last time I did this. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. So, give me a second, guys. I'm just going to get my headphones so I don't actually, do what I did last time, because I did notice that issue when I watched it for myself, that stream. So just give me a moment. All right. I don't believe it. It's nothing but bullshit, and I don't fucking care. If I have to be honest, I really don't care if she was fired or not. She's a fucking celebrity. I don't. No, I think why should I give a shit if some fucking privileged bitch gets fucking fired? I mean, seriously, I don't care. None of these people fucking, their lives are not going to change that much. And it's just, we shouldn't give a shit if these celebrities get fired. Your life isn't going to change whether they still have their job or not. It's ridiculous. Fuck them.
Hello, everyone. Jeremy here from The Quartering, and Gal Gadot has stepped in it again. Now, in this case, it's a little spicier than her ill-conceived Imagine soundtrack for us plebeians suffering during lockdowns. But This time, she has made all of the Twitter activists lose their minds, apparently forgetting exactly who Gal Gadot is and her time served in the IDF. Now,
I wonder why, Quartering. Have you ever studied the history of what the IDF do? The cowardly army that murders children. Have you wonder why people would actually not like Gal Gadot? I mean, have you seen what Israel has been doing to Palestinians? No, wait, you don't see these people as human. Never mind. I'm trying to rationalize, what a white supremacist fascist thinks.
if you aren't paying attention to global news right now, there's obviously a conflict that has been going on for a very
It's not a conflict. It's a genocide.
long time. And I'm not going to make any kind of comment on it because I'm not an expert.
Of course you're not, because if you did, you'll make yourself look like an idiot and fucking everybody will fucking roast you for it.
And I understand that this issue is complex.
No, it's not. A genocide's happening in Gaza. There's nothing complex about it.
And all I'm going to say is that I hope my viewers in these respective areas are safe.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I think that's the only reasonable take I can have here. You can't be an expert on everything. You don't have to weigh in
You're not an expert on anything except being a shitbag.
on every little thing out there. I just want my viewers to be safe. Gal Gadot stepped in it today. Dubbed the biggest Israeli superstar and Israel's most successful actress, Gal Gadot rose to fame after being crowned Miss Israel in 2004. She later starred in the Fast and the Furious franchise before taking on the superhero Wonder Woman in a DC Extended Universe film series.
Okay,
First Wonder Woman, excellent film. Second Wonder Woman, ultra mediocre. Time Magazine named her the 100 most influential people in the world in 2018, and she recently spoken out against bad behavior against women, calling it a terrible epidemic that needs to be removed. Gadot has also addressed her bad relationship with Josh Whedon, who the actress says threatened her career. Now, by the way, I have zero reason to.
Who gives a shit? She's a fucking privileged bitch that's likely never going to have to work a day in her life.
Not believe Gal Gadot in terms of Joss Whedon. He seems to have a long and well-documented history of being just a terrible garbage human. So there's really no point in,
Yeah, just like you. You got banned from Magic the Gathering.
Worrying about whether or not she's telling the truth there. I know she is. But this particular take on Twitter has everyone up in arms. I'm not exactly sure why. Let's take a look. Wednesday, Gal Gadot was trending on social media for, not for anything she said on the subject of the recent movie roles, rather Gadot's comments on Twitter regarding everything going on in Jerusalem right now. It began Wednesday morning from her personal account. She posted what should have been seen as a unifying message, calling for an end to, here's saying, my country, my heart breaks. My country is at war. I worry for my family, my friends. I worry for my people. This is a vicious cycle that has been going on far too long. Israel deserves to live free as a nation and a safe nation. Our neighbors deserve the same. Now, that's part of,
No, she doesn't feel that way. She doesn't mention Palestinians at all in here.
I think the term neighbors might be triggering for some people because she didn't mention, but we'll get into it. I pray for people and their families. I pray for this unimaginable hostility to end. I pray for our leaders to find the solution so we can live side by side in peace. I pray for better days. Instead, it created a fire.
No, she doesn't. She's just a fascist that is saying words that are hollow. No, anybody who knows anything about the history of Israel fucking knows that what she says is bullshit.
Storm. The reaction to the tweet came swiftly, and without an hour, there were more than 41,000 responses. Many were quite hostile, including calls for Gal Gadot to be replaced in the next Wonder Woman film.
Fucking, she's hated by fucking most of the fucking world's population because of the part that she played in the genocide against the Palestinians. I mean, it's not fucking rocket science, dumbass.
Calling her out as a, quote, Zionist.
She is a Zionist. Zionists are fucking fascists. Fucking nobody fucking with who has any humanity likes Zionists.
They should replace Gal Gadot with Taylor Swift updates for the next Wonder Woman movie. I think that's because Taylor Swift updates, whatever that is, allegedly refused to serve in the IDF and did some time.
Well, good for her for not serving in that fascist genocidal army. She has more fucking balls than Gal Gadot does.
Time for that, I think. Other responses tried to bring attention to Gadot's service in the IDF, which is the Israeli Defense Force. Reminder, Gal Gadot served in the IDF for 2 years, where she not only witnessed terrible things happening in Palestine firsthand, but actively supported it. This is someone else's words, not mine. I can't speak to whether or not that happened. How can you advocate to stop this vicious cycle when you are standing on the front lines enabling it? Well,
that's true.
That's a fair question. Now, thing is, national service in the IDF is mandatory for all citizens over the age 18.
It's mandatory, but she still did it anyway, and most of them do it anyway. Those who refuse to serve go in prison for not serving in the IDF. There's nothing moral about serving in a fascist army of cowards that do nothing but bomb children.
Including most women. The fact that some of Guaido's critics have refused to address, yet still others went after her only for mentioning Israel in her tweet and not addressing Palestinians who have not survived the recent days. This person saying, and people really said we were exaggerating when we said boycott Gal Gadot, who acts like a literal tool of propaganda for her government and the occupation forces she once served in. She can't even
Yeah, that's true.
say the word Palestine to the dustbin of history. Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's difficult to know if she omitted that on purpose, but I mean,
She did omit it on purpose, you idiot. That's what all these Zionists do. They always omit Palestine when they talk about what's going. Every time there's Israel starts a fucking conflict with fucking Palestinians. It's always, oh, we want all of my family to be at peace. Like, if she really meant that, she wouldn't be supporting a fascist state.
be forgiven for believing that. This is not uncommon with imported Hollywood actors. We saw the actress, the star of the Mulan film, speaking out against Hong Kong in support of China. We know that Chinese actors and actresses do not have freedom of speech, and they are literal arms of their government. Not all respond.
That's funny how you say that. You support Gal Gadot for doing the same thing you accuse the actress of Mulan of doing. I wonder why. Maybe because America has a fucking history of supporting fascist, movements in respective countries, and she didn't want her country to have instability. I don't know. Have you considered that?
Lots of work against the actress, however, and while it's clear she remains quite popular in Israel and abroad, the Twitter account Israel War Room praised her words. Well, I imagine. Now,
feels weird.
Of course Israel would do it. Fucking Israelis always fucking praise a fascist that fucking, says what she said. Yet they fucking act violently against fucking Natalie Portman, an Israeli as well, who actually didn't support the actions of her government. Oh, wait. I guess when Natalie Portman does it, it's bad, I guess. But when Gal Gadot shills for a fascist government that's continuing ongoing genocide against the Palestinian people, that's okay. Because anything to own the libs, right?
the interesting things is, and this is, should celebrities weigh in on serious matters? I mean, I think the answer is no, but I also think that, Gal Gadot being from Israel probably has every right to do so. This isn't like somebody who was born in America and trying to, interject their opinion there. I'm not saying whether or not I agree with her. What I am saying is she's obviously biased here. And I think that's what people are really pointing out. Wonder Woman star Gal Gadot gets backlash for statement.
She deserves the backlash, considering she supports the state violence against Palestinians. Sure, there may be a ceasefire now, but at the time you did this video, there wasn't.
Palestine. Here's the interesting things. If you look at the tweet, she didn't allow replies to it, obviously, right? It immediately became a hotly debated topic on Twitter, where people called her use of the word neighbors instead of referencing Palestine by name and her support of Israel during the country's, issues with Palestine. Some Twitter users began criticizing her role as Wonder Woman, which landed a third film with director Patty Jenkins, who seems to be going downhill. Gadot's history with IDF is sort of controversy in the past, considering her A-list Hollywood status as the lead of Warner Brothers and DC Comics franchise. One of the co-stars in Justice League. In 2017, Lebanon's Ministry of Economy banned the release of Wonder Woman over Gadot's involvement in the country's engagement with Israel. Representatives for Gadot and Warner Brothers. I mean, I think this is probably a personal issue, but you can see she's getting crushed. 87,000.
She deserves to be fucking crushed. Fuck Gal Gadot.
Retweets to 64,000 likes. I mean, most of these quote tweets are dunking on her. Again, there are some support, but you still have BFU. This is a statement seeking peace and love on both sides. Is absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I mean, Ted Cruz saying God bless. There are all sorts of, how do I say,
Ted Cruz doesn't help your case. The fucking ultimate cuck that fucking, she basically sucks Trump's dick despite Trump disrespecting his family. Yeah, you're not helping yourself by using the fucking cuck Ted Cruz.
How do I say this tactfully? I don't know enough about connections between somebody like Ted Cruz and agreeing with Gal Gadot, but there are some, I would imagine.
Then why are you talking about it, you fat motherfucker?
Israel is an ally of the United States, and that may be just as far as it goes.
Israel is more than an ally of the United States, quartering. If you actually knew anything about colonial history, you would know this.
But they're not mad that she wants peace. They're mad that, Palestinians feel like, they're the ones on the receiving end of the aggression. And why are people saying, like, give me peace? These people are attacking us. And you can see
Palestinians are defending themselves. Do you not know what happened with the Ramadan? But the Muslims' most holy freaking month of the year. Do you not even know that Israelis fucking attacked fucking Muslims in their most holiest site? Oh, of course that doesn't matter because they're not fucking white. They're not brown. They're just brown people. They're subhuman in your eyes. I mean, come on.
The Gal Gadot statement is far worse than the Tone Deaf Imagine video from last year. Free and Safe, the same state that is perpetrating military occupation, land theft, and cleansing against people of Palestine.
That's true.
Again, I want to be very clear. I don't know enough about this to agree.
You're only talking about it because any fucking celebrity that supports your bullshit fucking dipshit right-wing position, you fucking you'll defend them even if you fucking make yourself look like an idiot like you are here.
Disagree. What I'm saying is there are certainly people in Palestine that don't feel like they're the ones that are the aggressor here. You see here, your country isn't at war. It's bombing 2 million Palestinians, half of them children. Well, probably not half of them.
It is half of them, you fucking dumbass. There's footage all over the internet. Fucking most of the population are children. This is well documented, you dumb fuck. I mean, seriously, you're just making yourself look like an idiot.
You know, a lot of people, again, pointing out who started this. Gal probably, or government probably demanded this. But, you know, who is she kidding? Her comment section is restricted because she definitely knows her doing is wrong and that people could easily point out stuff against her. Yeah, probably. You know, probably. Or maybe she didn't want her section to, you know, turn into a battle. She's a fictional hero who lives in a...
She's a coward. That's what she is. Just like,
in real life.
Just like every fucking Israeli in Israel who supports their government.
Obviously, a lot of people who are pro-Palestine, you know, rejecting the notion that, you know, Israel is the victim here. Again, from what
Of course we reject the notion. Israel is not the victim. They've been ethnically cleansing the Palestinian population for fucking 70 years. And fucking Gaza is the biggest freaking open-air prison on the planet. You're making yourself look like a dumbass. You could do a quick Google search, you idiot. But of course you won't, because you cater to the ignorant people in your audience. My God, you're dumber than I fucking thought you were. Holy shit.
I understand, you know, I'm not even gonna say anything. I don't know enough about this.
This is the worst take I've ever heard against fucking what's going on in Israel and Palestine. Holy fucking shit. Stick to gaming and fucking comics, you know, because that's the only thing you could talk about. When you talk about shit like this, you know, you make a fool of yourself.
But, you know, maybe if you left Israel and, you know, made, you know, she's got $100 million. I mean, even Cenk is in here. The solution is very easy. Let the Palestinians go. Israel's occupied them in open air prisons for over 5 decades. And the reason they've stated is Palestinians cannot be trusted to govern themselves. That is explicitly racist. Free them. So probably not a good time for a celebrity to weigh in, while maybe she meant well here. Timing is...
She did not mean well. If she meant well, she would have not have said anything at all. She would have spoken against her government. But she will never do that because she supports the actions of the IDF. A army of fucking cowards that fucking murder and bomb children. That's the only thing they can fucking do. They can't win a land war. They're fucking cowards, just like their American counterparts.
Is everything. Optics are everything. And the fact that she didn't mention Palestine, while may have been unintentional, certainly has triggered many people. Maybe it's best just to post a cat picture these days, because what seems like a message of peace may be seen is exactly the opposite. And that's the problem with Twitter these days. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
That was fucking the dumbest take I've seen of fucking Palestine. Holy shit. God. I must really like torturing myself. I must fucking love doing that, because holy shit. That was the stupidest fucking take I've ever fucking seen of fucking what's going on in Israel. Holy shit. Oh my fucking God. That was fucking stupid. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh my God. Holy shit. That was the dumbest take I've ever seen. Oh, I did, Falcone. Holy shit, that was the dumbest thing I've ever fucking... That was the dumbest thing I fucking ever fucking watched. Okay, I'm not joking. I got dumber watching that fucking video. I literally got dumber. And I feel fucking bad. My audience literally probably got dumber just by watching that video. How many fucking brain cells have I lost watching that fat fuck talk about this? Like, oh, holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my God. I'm fucking... God. What the fuck am I doing to myself? What the fuck? Holy shit. That guy is a fucking idiot. Like, holy shit. I mean, oh my God. This guy literally... He's stupid. How does anyone take this clown seriously is beyond me. Oh my God. I just don't understand how anyone can take fucking the quarter pounder seriously. He talks about stupid shit. Oh, I don't know everything about Palestine. I'm not an expert. If you're not a fucking expert, shut the fuck up about what's going on in Israel. It's like, holy shit, you don't even have to be an expert. All you have to do is look up basic facts. There's footage all over social media of fucking Israelis fucking chanting death to Arabs, fucking going after a fucking Arabs and a fucking mobs like the freaking white supremacists did 100 years ago, what they used to do to African Americans. It's like fucking Israel is essentially Jim Crow America. That's essentially what it is. In fact, it's worse than Jim Crow America. Because unlike Jim Crow America, Israelis have fucking modern day fucking weapons. It's like, holy shit. I mean, this guy is an idiot. He made himself look like a fool. And you know what? We're reacting to a Clownfish TV. But it's going to be something different. It's not this time. So, without further ado, let's begin. And let's cringe to this fucking, garbage. It's about Funimation. Let's just see what they have to say.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with DD Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about this article that just got posted on IndieWire a couple hours ago. The Asian American voice actors are questioning why white A-list stars are still voicing anime. We knew this was going to happen.
Yep.
Last year, beginning of BLM, we had
Wait, you are complaining about this?
some white voice actors stepped down from black roles, and then it became kind of a company mandate, especially with Disney, that they weren't going to hire any white actors to do non-white roles and yada yada yada. But
What's wrong with that? Seriously, what is wrong with that? Why are you complaining about that? I'm no fan of Funimation, but why are you complaining about this? Why? This is of all the things you can complain about with Funimation, their fucking bullshit business practices, their price gouging for their fucking, anime. You're complaining about stuff that doesn't even fucking matter. Oh my god. This is why you fucking can't take these anti-SJWs seriously. They never complain about actual bad business practices. They don't fucking care that fucking Funimation overly charges for anime or has shitty fucking voice actors or add fucking SJW bullshit into their anime. They're complaining about fucking diversity in voice actors now. Oh my god.
Uttered out loud. We're like, how long until they decide that only Asian Americans or English-speaking Asian people can do anime characters? And it looks like that time is coming.
Well, these people are complaining about it.
What's wrong with that? And who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
Which means that time is coming.
But I do find there's so much irony in here. It's not even funny. But let's before we get into it further.
Yeah, before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 191,000 subs, and we do talk about anime, we talk about animation, we talk about Disney, we talk about whatever interests us that day. And we've been sort of watching the anime scene and watching the anime dub scene in particular, because we got a lot of people, especially working at Funimation, that are kind of, I don't know, gatekeeping.
Yeah, I think so.
The VA
Luckily for me, I don't watch anime dubs, not to sound like a weeb or anything.
scene, and most of them are white people.
I'm just laughing because by that mandate, staying in your lane, then I could be cast as this character.
That's true. That actually looks like you.
So with the red hair and the blue eyes, that would be that. No, that was played by these people played by Asian people, and I'm like,
Reddit,
So that's
whatever.
the irony is. So people that are complaining about roles are also talking about how they played other races in roles, and I'm like, but wait, but wait.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one thing we talked about when we first started talking about the voice acting situation. We said it actually was good in the fact that casting was usually colorblind. That anybody of any race or gender could play any kind of character. That you weren't limited by what you look like. It was all about what you sound like. Did you sound?
This is stupid. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god, you guys must be scraping on the bottom of the barrel. Oh my god, this is dumb. What the fuck?
Right for that character. And even going back to the 1980s, there were little black girls playing little white girls, and Rainbow Bright
Nobody cared.
Yeah, Rainbow Bright was black. Penny from Inspector Gadget was black, and nobody cared.
Both of them have reddish hair. I want to point out, even though Rainbow Bright's more blonde, but still.
Yeah, kind of orangey. Orangey.
My hair's kind of orangey though.
That's true. Yes.
The only people that are making a big deal out of this are people like you. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ.
Anyway, so yeah, and this went on for a while. We had Phil Lamar voicing white guys, Asian guys.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared until last year, and we had a couple of voice actors step down from black roles. They personally did not feel well. Actually, no. Walk back a year or two with the Apu documentary. That kind of kicked things off because there were people that weren't happy with Apu, Hank Azaria, and now he's going on like some apology tour. It's crazy, but I get it. If you personally feel convicted and you think you should step
I don't want to sound like a weeb, but real anime fans watch anime subbed.
down, but what happened was it kind of became a mandate. You had Disney flat out coming out saying, "Hey, we're not going to hire anybody, any white people to do any non-white roles anymore."
Including what's coded.
Including
I'm like,
coded.
it's a flippin' lion, or it's like.
Oh my god, they're racist against white people. Oh my god, I'm so oppressed. Why do fucking white people want to be oppressed so fucking bad? I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. These people so badly want to be the victims that they fucking make shit up. I mean, this is dumb. Of all the things to complain about what Funimation is doing, you're complaining about this? This? You're going to complain about this? My God, this is the stupidest thing to complain about. I mean, let's not talk about Funimation having a monopoly over the anime industry. Let's not talk about how Funimation, has subpar releases. Let's not talk about how Funimation freaking, milks the Dragon Ball franchise and has fucking arguably one of the worst anime releases ever, where you can't even get a good release for Dragon Ball Z. But let's not talk about that. No, let's talk about shit that nobody fucking cares about except a bunch of, extremist fucking white supremacists who are wanting to be the victim because, God forbid, America is diversifying.
Like an iguana or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like whatever. And I'm like, what kind of dip are you if you're gonna say code people whatever based on what animal?
Yeah. So yeah, I just thought it was kind of weird. Like if it's company mandate, that's weird. They were going, they're recasting everybody, Simpsons and Family Guy, and now Voices in the Parks and all this. And we said, what's going to happen eventually? You watch. What's going to happen is they're going to turn their attention to anime dub actors and be like, hey, 95% of the characters that you're voicing are technically Asian. So why is it almost an entirely white industry?
Mm-hmm. All these characters that they're
Who gives a shit?
saying are Asian actually look like Westerners.
They're coded.
They're coded as Westerners.
They're coded as Westerners.
So that you're gonna argue the coded crap, and you're I'm saying you can't have both ways. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It seems like it's kind of a puff piece for Funimation, but they also throw shade at Funimation. They talk about the white gatekeepers at Funimation, but they said voiceover actors at Funimation, one of the premier anime entertainment companies working in the field of dubbing and distributing East Asian media, are hoping.
I was saying that just to fuck with people who write us, who watch this video, who were calling me an SJW, and I just did that to fuck with them. I mean, real anime fans watch stuff, subbed. I don't believe that, but I just did it to troll them. But still, this is just stupid. Of all the things to complain about, they're complaining about this. This is why right-wing SJWs, they're not about fucking making things better for consumers. They're just complaining about nonsensical things. It's like, why aren't you complaining about the fucking industry that fucking Funimation has all but a monopoly over? Oh, but wait, because what we care about is being oppressed because we're fucking white, and fucking white people must be oppressed for some goddamn reason.
Those demographics can be changed. That most of the white voice actors, it's too white. They talk about, I think it's Emmy Lowe, Afia Yu, and Sean Gann are just three of Funimation's voiceover actors, with Yu and Gann also directing for the company. And all of them are committed to furthering discussions about the role of Asians and Asian Americans in voiceover.
Which I really get. I mean, don't be wrong. I have no problem if you're the right voice of the part, and I think that's fine. But what gets me is
Yeah, you do. Come on, let's stop fucking insulting our intelligence. You do have a problem with it. You're just afraid that they're gonna diversify the voice actors. Like, who gives a shit? You know what? Maybe we should, because I don't know. Maybe I'm tired of hearing fucking the same 10 voice actors do 90% of the anime characters. You know what? Maybe diversifying it a bit will give us, better fucking dubs, and we'll likely have, diversifying the voice actors, so we don't have to hear the same voice actors over and over and over again. It's one of the reasons I never watch anything but by Funimation in English, because it's the same goddamn voice actors. I'm sick of Christopher Sabat talentless, voice acting being in every goddamn anime that I fucking watch. I'm sorry. Maybe they should diversify the voice actors, have some more Asians, have some more black voice actors, so we don't have to hear these talentless hacks all the goddamn time.
read the article though. Can I say this for a minute? Which I did read the article. They're talking about the industry and stuff. They're talking about Gian. He was Filipino American, and he said he thought.
I know he's saying that Christopher Sabat being a talentless hack is going to fucking get a lot of hate from those who love the English voice for Vegeta and Piccolo, but I don't fucking care. I don't think he's not that talented. When you hear one of Christopher Sabat's lines, as Vegeta, Piccolo, and hear him as other characters, they all sound the fucking same.
How to represent people like him on screen. There's some ideas about who should be leading character, but it's roles, etc. He says people don't know him. I'm Hispanic, I get Native American, and I played those roles. Well, how dare you? Because you shouldn't be playing any of those roles unless you're exactly that person. Because you can't have both. You can't argue that we need to hire more Asians, more Asian American voice actors to play roles because they're animated from Japan, and then say, but I played Dorka Girls and played a lot of blondes. And I'm like, but you know what I mean? You can't have both ways.
Well, yeah, and she says, having the freedom to play outside how your body looks really appealed to me. But it is interesting that for the past couple of decades, most of the voice actors working in the anime dub scene have been white people. Not all, but a lot.
Yeah. And maybe we should diversify it so we don't have to hear the same shitty voice actors do every goddamn anime. Diversify the voices so we don't have to hear the same voice actors every goddamn anime that fucking gets dubbed by Funimation. I think it's dumb though that what they're doing. Be honest, because I think they should have done this decades ago. I think the most talented voice actors should be hired, but still, I don't know what the big deal of this is.
But I mean, a lot of people like to throw their weight around and try to like leverage crap at different companies and things like that.
Now, this is an interesting thing. Gann says he's aware that predominantly white people in power set up the studios, and they will hire those they're close to and who often look like them. Now, there has been some discussion about the rumored Funimation casting couch. That many of the funny voice roles, not funny haha, but funny Funimation voice roles come from one particular studio and a handful of VAs that are all part of a clique. Now, with this article being put out there, is that still going to be the case? Because I think most of those people, if not all of those people, are white people.
Mm-hmm. But they have the one about what's right and what's wrong when it's other things like with Mignogna. But now that's going to come back on them. That what you do the right thing?
You got to do the right thing and step down from your role.
According to these people, I mean, honestly, I don't think these people have any right to anybody what they can and can't do after they voice characters who look nothing like them themselves. I mean, I get they need to have these need more opportunity, and I think that should be the same the whole way around.
Yeah,
but I mean, whoever's the best voice for the character makes the most sense to me. That's how it's been traditionally.
The desire to check. Okay, but now this is interesting. The desire to check a box can also lead to a small group of the same people being promoted, diverse people being promoted everywhere. And on top of that, anime itself is also playing on their own misconceptions of the West. That's true. They do stereotype Americans and Europeans, and it's kind of like that.
Everybody's guilty of that.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the culture, and we're watching one of the Super Sentai shows. Me and Squid King, and one character is supposed to be. He's supposed to be an American. He's of Japanese descent. He's supposed to be an American, and Squid King's like, yeah, it's like Johnny Cowboy Man. He like comes in with this really stereotypical, and he pretends like he doesn't speak Japanese, but his English is terrible. So it's like he doesn't speak English either. Like they actually got a guy that spoke. I forget. I think it was Kaku Ranger. Whichever one the third season Power Rangers was based on. It's freaking hilarious. Like I love the show, but it was so weird because that's not really right. That's not really right. And I've seen like Western characters before on anime and K dramas and stuff. I'm like, that's not right. But they're thinking the same thing about us. I'm sure.
Yeah, everybody does that. I'm not gonna say that it doesn't happen because every culture stereotypes the culture because you're not that culture.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really interesting though. They talk about the Miyazaki movies, the Ghibli movies, and they're actually.
I don't disagree with them on that.
I don't disagree with that either.
I don't think they always pick the best people for the jobs on those. They pick who was most famous that would do it.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with them on that.
That was one thing that Disney did when they brought the Ghibli movies because they're basically were like it's kind of an unproven brand over here in the States. So let's get some A-listers to do the voice, the voice acting. And I have a problem with that. I'll tell you the truth. I have a problem with that in general because I don't think that regular actors sometimes get voice acting because it's so specific. And you get somebody who's just a really good voice actor and there's so much like inflection and emotion in their voice compared to a regular actor who's might be.
I think voice acting's harder.
Yeah,
because
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance?
Thank God. I was probably saved at least for a few seconds. Okay, is this good? Okay, I think this video is deviated from the original topic because I'm about to skip ahead because there's like nothing I could damn it. There's like nothing I could actually basically. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Considering it's like, okay, I don't disagree with this, but come on, I gotta skip ahead because I don't care about this stuff with Miyazaki.
They film actors doing voice acting things, and they can take some of their.
Interesting is basically the rules have to apply to everyone evenly. Either we pick the best person all around for the part, or we put everybody in their own lane. But what's going to happen? We said this before in the videos where they're telling white people they can't play POC characters or whatever. It's going to blow back, and it's going to be like, well, you're a black guy, you can only play black guys.
That's what I'm about this article for because they're trying to have a cake in it too.
Yeah.
They're trying to they're like, well, it should only be like okay, listen, the character in the story is about a certain culture, a certain lived experience.
I really doubt this is as big deal as these people are making it out to be, and I doubt Funimation is going to do this. It's just virtual signaling and nothing more. I mean, you guys, have you considered for a second maybe they're doing this to see how people like you would react? You guys fall for it every time.
More I would really like to actor have some familiarity with those lived in those spaces. Well, then the same people that are complaining were going on doing characters that weren't Asian like them, and that's fine. You could see that's what I'm problem with. Like you're saying, you think it's fair as long as everybody's equal opportunity, but then you're fine with taking advantage of that when it's a character doesn't look like you. But then when the character has shared experiences with you, or it looks like you, it should only be you. That's what I'm problem with.
Well. Yeah, because it's like it's what is the what are the rules?
I have a problem with that. Either if you're going on about it's fair, Scarlett Johansson can play Ghost in the Shell, I can play. So I'm like, you got equal shot at Black Widow. You say that in one hand, and then the next sentence you're like, but they should have experience with that before they that's more of their culture. They should be allowed to have it. Then by that argument, you're not Russian either. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm just like,
neither is she.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm just like this is ridiculous. This whole you have to put everybody that stay in their own lane. They want to make those comments. So the other thing, the article should be more about we need to have more opportunities for diverse people in voice acting. That I would accept. But when you're trying to say that the reason that should be allowed is because, it's not fair. Otherwise, you just stay in your own lane and then talk about how you didn't stay in your own lane. That's not the same thing.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because the tone of this article changes.
It's all over the damn place.
Yeah. Well, it starts out like, hey, Funimation's doing some cool things. Funimation's great. And Funimation, they're actually hiring diverse actors to voice Asian characters. Imagine that. But then it gets down here and they're throwing shade at Funimation. Get this. It's again, why there's more freedom within Funimation.
Funimation is trash. And so is their voice actors. I don't know why you guys can't give a shit.
The excitement for all audiences being able to see themselves on screen, while those behind the screen are also getting a chance to show what they're capable of. Of course, basically, look the part, right? For you and Gann, they've also had the opportunity to be directors for Funimation, but even that journey has been reliant on those with power who are also white. This was not written the way Funimation probably wanted it to be written. This is interesting. They basically said, hey, white people still control Funimation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cringe, but what the fuck is the big deal?
Funny's too white.
I'm just sitting here like, wait. But when you go to these companies in Japan that make the animation, they're all very Asian and they're hardly any white. Why is anybody going? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. It's like you guys are just double standarding it is ridiculous. I know your takeaway is, I know you were going at it as they're putting out that, you know, it's a lot of white people that are making the calls, and then you're talking about the voice actors, they're throwing the most shade at everybody, causing the most drama, are also white.
Yeah.
Should be giving out their seats to Asian people.
Yeah.
I'm taking it as, this is completely absurd, because what they're complaining about, it's like, you know, they're guilty of the exact same things. And they're complaining about how it's all white people running the American, you know, and the Western, you know, groups like Funimation. But overseas, the companies that make these animes and stuff, it's all Asian people, and they're talking about what's white over there. And you know, now many white people get to voice characters in Asia.
Well, okay, so that's
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know, potato, potato, you can't have both ways.
that is probably going to change, unfortunately, because the West is pushing into anime pretty hard. You know,
Well,
Netflix-
so, yeah, they have the money and they probably demand
Right,
it.
yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's just like either it's equal to everyone, or you stay in your own lane. But they want everybody to stay in their own lane that benefits them. You know what I mean?
That's
I'm more for equality, for everybody gets a chance, and I am staying in your own lane.
that is true of everybody for everything.
Yeah.
It's basically if it benefits you, you're okay with whatever cause. This is everybody.
Not really. If you really were, you wouldn't be making a big deal out of this. I mean, seriously, it's a cringe article, and not to mention fucking Funimation's doing nothing but pointless virtual signaling. But still, you guys are making a big deal of nothing.
Everybody's.
I agree.
I'm including myself in
I
this.
agree.
People will usually push for whatever cause benefits them. I guess there's a difference between if you want to get into like socioeconomic classes. People who push more for socialist type things tend to not have a lot of money because it would benefit them to have a lot of programs be paid for because they don't have a lot of money. Whereas if you move up the financial food chain and you've got a lot of money, you don't want to part with that money, so you tend to want to be more conservative and not want to pay taxes, etc. Because that benefits you personally. That's just kind of how
Right.
everybody is.
And at the end of the day, though, I'm just like, you're gonna make this argument. You have to be consistent. And I guess my thing is, I think everybody should have the opportunity. I don't think just white people should have the opportunity. I agree with them on that regard.
Yeah.
But the way it was set up and the way it was working was that it was based on who had the voice that fit the character. And now we have this push to stay in your own lane of diversity. And it doesn't necessarily mean that's the best person for the character. A white person might be the best person for the character on this one character, and one of these people complaining about it might not be the best person for the character on another character.
Man, they're so fixated on fucking, the white argument. Jesus, are you sure you guys aren't fucking closet white supremacists?
And they go on about how people should let them do it because they're Asian characters, as they talk about how they play characters that weren't Asian.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see if this push changes how
First off, anime characters aren't fucking Asian because they're fucking cartoons.
the dub industry looks.
your whole thing is you're like, you know, these people that are causing the most shit in VAs are mostly white people, a lot of them white women, and you're basically like, you know, are they going to step down?
They're not gonna
They're
step
gonna-
down.
Okay, well, you're correct on that. It's mostly these fucking SJWs are mostly white. Yeah, you're right on that.
Put their money where their mouth is for all their, you know, this person's terrible, but this cause and that cause, and that's kind of where you're coming from. And as I'm just looking at the article at face value and being like, wow, this is a lot of double speak.
I'm trying to figure out what the actual point of the article was. It looked like originally they were trying to go to that for Funimation. Like, look how progressive Funimation is.
Well, that's because Funimation's hired them,
Right, and then as you go down,
but
you're
it's
like,
not enough.
right.
Basically, this article is Funimation's great because they gave us a chance. We should get all the shots of playing Asian characters because we're of Asian descent instead of having people that are white playing the characters. And it ends with Funimation's shit because it's still run by white people and they're still getting to make decisions and they're hiring their friends.
Yes. Why is
And I
that?
still stand by
The entire thing is just bitching about fucking white people. It's like, Jesus, man. Fucking Christ. It's not a big deal. It's a stupid fucking article. That's all it is.
what is that?
It starts out as being Funimation's great, and by the end, it's like Funimation is too damn white. That's how.
Funimation's neither great. It's not great at all. All Funimation does is just buy out other fucking anime industry. Fucking anime, buys other companies. It barely does anything of its own. I mean, for fuck's sake. It owns almost the entire anime industry, and I don't hear any of you people talk about that. Fucking Funimation fucking owns like nearly 90% of the anime licenses. Nobody wants to talk about that.
The article.
And it might be. But then any animation studio overseas in Japan is Toonation then. I mean, this is, we can play this game all day.
Yeah, so
I just think whoever's most qualified.
Okay, this video is just repeating itself. I'm done. I'm fucking done with this cringe. I really am. If someone has anything else for me to react to, just let me know. Because there's no point of finishing that video. It was just it was just repeating itself. I'm just gonna remove it from my material, from my playlist, because it's like, holy shit, that's like, that video had no purpose, and then my reaction had no purpose. Like, holy shit. I should not have reacted. It was a not to mention, it's not my best reaction I've done. I will not gonna lie. But whatever. You win some, you lose some. But still, complaining about the most meaningless nonsense. Like, holy crap. Okay. Jesus. Fucking speeding those people, and they fucking sound like Ben Shapiro. What else should I do, guys? I'm not a South Park fan, so I would not get the same reaction. Just give me a second, gentlemen. I'm not a South Park fan, so it's not. I'm not gonna get that same experience if I were to react. Jesus. I might find something else to react to because I don't know. Fuck. I mean, this week has been crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Really? Are you sure? Let me look it up. I'll look it up on Amazon. Because I'll believe it when I see it. Because I thought it was a Disney Plus exclusive. I'll just look it up. Sorry, guys. This stream is kind of chaotic, but then again, it is a open stream where I just talk about whatever I want, whatever's on my mind. Let's see. I'm just going on Amazon to look it up if there is a Blu-ray set for Clone Wars. I'd be surprised if there was. Let's see. I don't see anything being released soon. Whatever. Oh God. I still like AVGN. I think he does good videos. I think his videos are still good. Though there is some. Let's see, is there anything I want to react to? I gotta think. Shit. This is not a focus stream. I would be lying that it isn't. Though I will say this though, and this is kind of a call out actually at this point. I think anybody that says the Soviet Union was a fascist state and Lenin was right wing is a fucking idiot and should not be taken seriously. And I question if you're an anti-communist or not. Now, whoever's watching this, you know who you are. I think anybody that calls the Soviet Union a fascist state, yet defends FDR, who locked Japanese Americans in concentration camps, who fucked over African Americans, who praised Mussolini. His successor actually believed we should have helped Hitler if the Soviet Union was winning. The World War II. I'm sorry. Anyone that defends America but says the Soviet Union is a fucking fascist state is a fucking anti-communist. And the one thing I really get sick of by these fucking liberals like Right Wing Watch, yeah, I'm naming that channel, is, everything is fucking fascist except my country. It's like, yeah, this is the thing I cannot stand about fucking liberals. It's like this Trump derangement syndrome. It's like, oh my God, every fucking the Republican Party is a fascist party. No shit, it's a fascist party. It's like, you're like preaching to the choir. It's like any fucking idiot could fucking see, if they open their eyes, that the freaking Republican Party is fascist. I mean, the Republican Party has ties to neo-Nazis fucking in the party. It has literal fucking, Holocaust deniers, anti-Semites. The Republican Party has always been a party of fascists, even as far back as Abraham Lincoln, who fucking, was one of the worst fucking presidents for the indigenous people of this country. Anyone that defends fucking America and likes to call it fucking communist countries fascist should go fucking examine their own fucking country's history. Fucking, oh, sure, if you want to come on stream, I'll invite you. It's like, it's fucking ridiculous. It's like all these supposed fucking these supposed leftists, these like the right wing watch. It's like, oh, everything is fascism except America. It's like the most ridiculous thing. It's so childish. I mean, seriously. Explain to me what you would have done if you were to overthrow a previously fucking feudalistic country surrounded by enemies from within and from without. You fucking had to, fight against the entire world, essentially. You were at war with the entire world. You were the first socialist country. What the fuck do you do? I love how these fucking people, how they talk about how, oh, the Soviet Union was never fucking, socialist. It was state capitalist. Lenin was never loved capitalism. It's like, okay, what the fuck would you have done if you were in Stalin's position? What the hell would you have done? What would you have done? Oh, if I were in Stalin's position, I would have done this. I would have done that. No, you would not have done that. You don't know what you would have done because you were never in that fucking position. It's so easy to talk about, how I would have done things differently when you've never fucking done it. You've never been in a position where you would have actually have made the hard decisions on, and had to, when you were surrounded by enemies. The Soviet Union was surrounded by enemies. And was it authoritarian? Of course it was authoritarian. There's no denying that. Anybody that denies that is denying history. But you know what? I'm going to have someone who could speak better than I could. And even though I'm not the biggest Caleb Maupin fan, he does have this on his channel. And you know what? I'm just going to let Comrade Parente speak because he, could say this better than I could. And anyone that would call Michael Parente a fascist, oh, fuck you. Michael Parente has done far more for socialism than you fuckers ever will. And one of his books was praised by Howard Zinn, so fuck off. So here's a clip by Michael Parente.
Mercenary armies, destruction of the productive facilities of the society.
Hold on, I gotta put the speed to normal because Comrade Parente, he doesn't deserve to sound like cringe. Okay, guys, let's begin.
Mercenary armies, destruction of the productive facilities of the society, more invasion, more sabotage, economic boycott, economic embargo, monetary embargo, technological embargo, which have distorting effects upon a society. In May of 1921, Lenin got up before the Bolshevik Party convention and he said, "We've had enough with the workers' opposition. Let's get rid of them." Now, the workers' opposition were loyal Bolsheviks. They were communists. They were in the Bolshevik Party. They were in the Communist Party. When the Kronstadt Rebellion came, the workers' opposition did not side with the Kronstadt sailors. They sided with the party. In the Civil War, they were with the party. Throughout all the struggles, the workers' opposition were with the party. But they had formed a self-conscious caucus that had decided that it would represent the particular interests of the industrial proletariat against the party itself at times. And after all this invasion, all this destruction, all this terrible death and struggle, where Lenin once said Soviet Russia is like a man with a death fever just hanging on by an inch of his life. After all that, Lenin turned and said, "We've had enough opposition." The feeling very much was that opposition was a wedge, an opening. It invited our enemies, our mortal enemies, to come in and attack us and divide us. And the party convention uproariously supported him and said, no more workers' opposition, no more factions within the party. So right there, that emphasis on a monolithic party. And by the way, that same month or the month before, in April, Lenin called for a strengthening of the trade unions and for more worker representation on the Central Committee of the Communist Party. So it wasn't that he was moving anti-worker, it was that he was moving against opposition. So right there you see the seeds, of a system that could not develop naturally with an opposition, with checks.
This is the point. This is the exact point that people like Right Wing Watch can never grasp about socialist countries. You don't have to agree with the Soviet Union, what it did, but you can't fucking argue with the results, what the Soviets did. How are you going to defend yourself when your entire fucking country is surrounded by enemies from within and from without? American fucking leftists, and I just use this word loosely, fucking will never understand this. They will never understand what it's like to build a fucking socialist fucking country because they fucking think everything will just work out. The workers in America will suddenly fucking, support the fucking revolution. They will not oppose it. No, that's not how fucking revolution works. And I'm just going to allow Michael Parente to speak more.
With internal debate and argument. A system that began to strain for uniformity, for siege, for lockstep cooperation, the emphasis being on organizing, getting the thing done, stop asking too many questions because everything was a life and death issue.
That is true. And in the Soviet Union, it was the very first socialist country, and it was invaded by 17 different countries, one of which was the United States of America. The Soviets had to do what they had to do to protect their country from their enemies. And, well, the results speak for themselves.
When the Sandinistas came to power in Nicaragua 10 years ago, filled with ideals and hopes.
By the way, this was recorded during the Reagan era, just letting you know.
For their nation and their people, they discovered a very awful thing. And it wasn't about themselves, even though they had to do it to themselves. It was about that capitalist encirclement. They discovered that they needed a secret police. They discovered that they needed a security police. Because all around them, coming in from two borders and within their own society, were acts of sabotage, espionage, attack, mercenary invasion, and the like. And they understood that if the revolution was going to survive, it would have to build up instruments of state power, instruments of coercion even. And these instruments, by the way, can make mistakes. And these instruments can not only make mistakes, they can commit some serious crimes.
Oh, yes, but according to Right Wing Watch and the like, socialist countries like the Soviet Union have no right to defend themselves. They must do everything that the big West does. Only thing the West does is correct, even though the fucking West is freaking has committed more atrocities than anything the Soviets or China could have ever have done.
Although in Nicaragua, the impressive record is how few crimes there were, given the utterly dire conditions they were under. So that kind of that capitalist encirclement, which goes on unrelenting, attacking any existing socialist, communist. If you don't want to call, by the way, if some of you don't want to call those societies socialist, don't call them socialist. Call them window shades or camels, whatever you want to call them. As long as you know what I mean, that I mean the public ownership of the means of production, using capital in a different way, not for capital accumulation per se as an end in itself. A strong social wage, free education, free medical care, and subsidized housing, subsidized food, subsidized bread, all those things that the Hungarians and Poles are now complaining about losing. That's what I mean by socialism.
Which they did lose. Look at those states now and tell me, the Soviet Union was fascist. Look what Poland is like now, a fucking fascist state that makes it illegal to be a communist. Yeah, Right Wing Watch. Oh yeah, the Soviets were fascists. Well, look at the former Soviet bloc. Most of those countries have fallen to fascism. Oh, but wait, I guess according to your logic, they were always fascists.
You don't want to call that socialist. That's not what real socialism is. Something that's going to exist someday when the world and people are better and different, and it's going to come down and be in a much better form than those things were. That's fine. But in this world, see, I believe socialism is not that real, beautiful goal in that society, participation, harmony, this and that. I believe that socialism is a process of struggle to achieve that thing.
That is true. This is something these supposedly freaking leftists in America will never understand. Oh, I support socialism. yet you don't support the struggle to get there. You don't actually study the history of, the Soviet Union, of China or Vietnam or Cuba, and how those and North Korea, how those countries, got socialism, how they built socialism. It was a fucking struggle to do so. It's not fucking sunshine and rainbows. You fucking Western leftists have never fucking had a successful revolution. And you want to fucking talk about the Soviet Union never being socialist? Motherfuckers, you can't even build a socialist fucking movement in America. You don't even you wish you had the discipline the fucking Soviets had in China. That's why they've succeeded. While every single fucking movement in America has fucking failed because freaking leftists in America are like chickens with their heads cut off.
So just go along with my vocabulary if you have even if you have trouble with it. Those socialist or communist societies suffered terrible distorting effects. If there had been no invasion, if there had been no espionage, if there had been no attack, if there had been no White Guard armies burning villages, there wouldn't have been a Red Army of that size. There wouldn't have been a Stalin. There wouldn't have been a KGB.
True. Very, very, very true.
Hadn't been a CIA, there wouldn't have been a KGB. If there hadn't been a NATO encirclement, there wouldn't have been a Warsaw Pact.
That is true. Nothing but truth bombs here. Are you gonna tell me that fucking he's wrong? No, he's fucking right. And if you think he's wrong, prove it to me.
And to lose sight of that fact is to lose sight of an essential force of what was going on over those 70 years.
Agreed.
Or 10 years. And if you want to know what the Soviet Union went through in its early years, just look at what Nicaragua went through in these 10 years, and then multiply that by 10. Every single one of those countries was targeted. They were targeted by missiles. They were targeted by acts of espionage. They were targeted by, as I say, economic embargo and all sorts of other forms of aggression. They were targeted by incredible propaganda barrages and the like. Unrelenting, unremitting. The most targeted socialist country in the world, as of a couple of years ago, and actually still to today, is not Nicaragua, was not Nicaragua. Not even Cuba. It was the Soviet Union. All those missiles were pointing to the USSR. They still are, and they're still building those missiles, and they're refusing to negotiate those missiles. It's the sea-based missiles, which is where the U.S. has 75% of its first strike force. They have announced that they will not negotiate that 75% of the first strike force, only their 25%, which is land-based. And the Soviets, of course, 75% of their force is land-based, and only 25% is sea-based, and none of it working very well because they've got just a few choke points and they don't have that much access to sea, and they don't have all the fueling stations and harbors and whatever else that the U.S. has around the world. So that kind of encirclement is still there, and that kind of thing is still going on. And so if you want to understand something about, and that's why Gorbachev is one of the reasons he's trying to normalize international relations, even at the risk of giving away the whole store.
It is time now for our visit with Dr. Michael Parenti, a political economist and, in my opinion, opinions of many others, one of the foremost political intellects on the scene this evening. Good evening, Dr. Parenti. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, people. I was just getting some water.
Right?
You're coming in loud and clear. And on behalf,
if you want to watch that clip separately, just type "Why are socialist countries so authoritarian?" Caleb Maupin has it on his channel. It's a great video, and it goes straight to the point. These people that are anti-Soviet, they wouldn't know how to build a fucking socialist movement. Nobody can tell me, oh, but these countries in Europe that are social democratic, they're far closer to socialism than the Soviets were. Motherfuckers, the Soviet Union was the very first communist country. Or socialist, whatever. There is no country you could fucking say that was more socialist than Maoist China, freaking the Soviet Union, Cuba, or the DPRK. You cannot fucking tell me that. You cannot tell me that at all. Freaking most revolutions that happened after the Soviet Union took inspiration from the USSR. To deny this is to deny basic fucking history. If you actually were a socialist, if you actually were somebody that actually genuinely supported the cause of socialism, you wouldn't fucking be saying stupid shit like, oh, Lenin was a fucking, crazy right-winger, even though fucking Lenin, unlike your fucking Western ass, actually helped build the first socialist fucking country in history. Lenin and Stalin have done far more for the working class than any fucking piece of shit president in American history. At least you don't have Stalin and Lenin on a fucking face on a fucking mountain like America does. There is a cult of personality behind Stalin. Yeah, there is. There's definitely a cult of personality behind Stalin. But there's a more of a cult of personality behind the U.S. founding fathers. Multiply, the cult of personality with Stalin in the USA, just use the equivalent, and you fucking have that fucking by 10 ton. I mean, you don't have the Soviets building fucking mountains with someone's face on it. No, you don't have them do that. That's America that did that. Okay. Russ has produced good content. I'd be denying that he didn't, but his analysis on fascism, his view on fascism is very childish. Because if you're going to talk about the Republican Party being fascist, then and ignore the Democratic Party's role in fascism, then you are being dishonest and you're not a real anti-fascist. You support fascism, just not in the same way you support fucking, Republicans. You may not support Republican open fascism, but he supports democratic fascism with the Democratic Party. I mean, seriously. I mean, fucking, I don't hear decolonization talked about by people like him. I don't see fucking, anything. Yes, let's go after other leftists because that's the only thing, the American left is fucking good at. Because their fucking movement has fucking failed and they have to go after other leftists because, oh, yeah, my fucking American leftism has a 100% failure rate. Oh, yes, but let's defend the CPUSA, a freaking party that's a Fed party that's never fucking succeeded on anything. Like, it's insulting comparing the CPUSA to the USSR, to fucking Maoist China, to fucking to Cuba or fucking the DPRK. It's an insult. These undisciplined fucking children couldn't even compare to these fucking countries. North Korea still exists because of how disciplined their government is. Fucking, there's a reason. You have to have a disciplined fucking, party in order to have a successful revolution. Me ranting about Right Wing Watch. And Right Wing Watch is not your friend. He isn't. If you think, he did some pretty good videos, which he has, on, the Republican Party, the history of fascism, and how it's connected to libertarianism. Yeah, he just done that. But the person's views are very childish. He had 2 community posts essentially saying that the freaking Lenin was a fascist. Then he says Stalin was a fascist. I argued with him, by the way. Pushing that fucking lie, that Vosh is pushing. Oh, the Soviets wanted to join the Nazis, even though that's bullshit. That's not true. It's fucking insulting to actually say that Lenin was a fucking fascist and Stalin, when every single worker in the Soviet Union, all those men and women who died to make the Soviet Union what it was, or the people that the Soviet Union actually uplifted. I mean, you're gonna fucking tell me that fucking a fascist country would actually, give women equal rights before the United States, before America? Yeah, with 3 Ks. Do you think fucking, a fascist state would do that? While fucking Germany was freaking treating women like cattle, while the women still didn't have a right to vote in the United States? I mean, please, just give me a break. Oh, but wait, America has, in a white majority country, voted for a black president. Oh yeah, a fucking fascist that freaking turned 2 wars into fucking 7, freaking destroyed Libya, the most prosperous country in Africa, freaking does nothing but fucking for anybody. When there's a strike, Obama freaking shows up to fucking to destroy it. Obama fucking is condescending, talks down to freaking young people. It's like, no, fuck Obama. Seriously, anyone that fucking says that Obama fucking... Yeah, he's a fucking moron. He doesn't know anything about Lenin. It's like, hey, Reich, you have Marxist.org. It's fucking for free. You can read all this stuff for free. And no, Lenin did not say left-wing communism was an infantile disorder. He said left-wing communism is an infantile disorder. He was referring to fucking communists that refuse to work with freaking people that are freaking right-wing. That's what he said. He didn't fucking say that. It's like, these idiots. It's like, oh my God. It's like, do these people not know how to read? Oh, probably. It's like, holy fucking shit. No, Obama is essentially Reagan, not Candace Owens. He's the Democratic's version of Reagan. He's the Reagan of the Democratic Party. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. But according to Right Wing Watch, they were a fascist state. Oh, let's ignore the words of Paul Robinson. Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get that right now. I'm going to get that right now. Oh, yes. I'll give you an invite. Anyone that wants to invite, you're welcome. Just as long as you're not a fascist. I know who you are. All right. Hold on. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Oh my God. It's just holy shit. It's just like I can't help but get angry. I can't help but get angry at this stupid nonsense. I cannot help but get pissed off. It's like, oh yeah, Lenin was a fascist. Yeah, Lenin was a fascist. Despite the fact that he wasn't.
Hey guys.
What's up?
Guess what might be the next episode on They Are Not Your Friends series? Right wing what?
They're not they're not your friends because he's ignorant and he will only attack one side of the political spectrum in America.
Hello?
Oh yay, Specky V.
What's up, Specky TV?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you
Yeah,
just fine.
you.
Okay. It's my first time streaming.
I'm sorry if I'm ranting about Right Wing Watch suddenly. It's just I've interacted with him on multiple occasions, and he showed up on my community tab when I was like talking about anti-communists, anti-communist Americans, the communists have cult of personality, also anti-communist. I should show all of the instance of a cult of personality around the founding fathers, and he just makes a stupid comments like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, and also I've been writing a script to make a video on like why the founding fathers are not your friends and we're never fucking revolutionaries.
What's up,
Yay,
man?
Sam's here.
Yes, we have a full deck.
Damn. Also, kind of the other funny thing is this is my first time actually meeting Specky on stream.
It's my first time streaming.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool. That's first time.
Yeah, and also kind of the other funny thing, literally, I love the comments that you post on everybody's fucking videos. Like, I remember there was this one time you posted on that Trav debate with Vosh, where he's like, the reason why Trav does not like the reason why Vosh does not like planned economies is because they ban CP.
What's up, Stan?
Hey, Stan.
Not much. Just trying to get this dumb thing to focus.
What? I never ranted about one YouTuber before, but I couldn't help it because I've seen him on multiple occasions. I don't know if he's stalking my account. It's like I'm so sick of tankies being fascist. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the hell is a tanky?
Yeah.
What does it even mean?
Yeah.
So the thing about fascism, right? Like liberals will like say that fascism is just being authoritarian, right?
Yeah.
And that definition is
authoritarianism.
yeah. So that definition is pretty useless because like all of his history would be like fascist. Like how I try to understand like fascism is that it's a material thing. Like it's capitalism trying to defend itself from like communists by being authoritarian.
Or capitalism in decay.
Yeah, so but liberals they can only think about like the morals, like the abstract morality, whereas we think materially.
Well, I actually think it's insulting saying that every socialist country is fascist, because that's an insult to every workers' movement in history. Because if you're go by that logic, then the average working class person that fights against that wants better wages are fascists.
There was this one time. Can I point out this one example? You know, like Ethiopia or something like that, where they had a quote unquote communist government and shit like that, or something like that, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy, basically, it turned out to actually just like be fascist, just siding with the Soviets and shit like that during the Cold War. Literally, like the DEGR, I think it was. Yeah, they were fascists, not communists. They were just LARPing as it. It reminds me of also Equatorial Guinea, where this guy said he was some Marxist Hitlerian or some shit like that. Like, what? Like, it's so weird.
You know the thing that's really stupid, though, that I hear these fucking people say? The social democracies in Europe are closer to socialism than the USSR. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god, that is such bullshit. And it reminds me of like how Xanderhal said this, oh, Biden will be like a better way of trying to achieve socialism or shit like that. Like, what?
It's like social democracy is not fucking has nothing in common with fucking socialism. I mean, social democracy exists as a response to socialism, not the other way around.
Like with like social democracy, you still have like whole like workplace culture, like the capitalist workplace culture, and you still have alienation.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Synovia, did you see my comment on the stream chat where I said this? Did you hear I pissed off the Communist Party of Israel? Or quote-unquote Communist Party?
I watched your video. I don't
consider
them a Communist Party.
So
I consider them fascists.
Me too. I consider them like revisionists. I said like I consider them revisionists. Even the Gonzaloites hate them. And that's saying something.
I mean, I personally wouldn't call like Israel like fascist. I mean, I'd still say it's like authoritarian, but it's not really kind of like a self-defense against the communism. It's just kind of like settler colonialism.
Well, I don't trust any communist party that would defend Israel.
Yeah, it's so funny. Literally, like I got told this in the Finbull server, and they were saying this like they didn't like my comment because they were trying to get like the moderate Zionists, like basically aka moderate fascists, to be less fascist or some shit like that. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is a moderate Zionist? What the fuck's a moderate fascist? And the party says it's like non-Zionist. Oh yeah, I'm a non. Let's like a hypothetical. I could say, MRN Youth is like non-fascist, but the Red Guards are anti-fascist. But we're just non-fascist and not even anti-fascist. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, literally. And they even have 2 seats in the fucking Knesset. So they just remind me of the fucking CPI Marxists. They just remind me of that. Oh yeah, and also I got into big trouble after saying the CPI Marxist is not your friend, but they're a social fascist liberal party. Like the same thing. Net told me this, like, fuck those people. Saying like they're neo-colonial fascists and shit like that. I remember one of the members, the same member who told me, said the Bundes movement are bourgeois nationalists or some shit like that.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, and guess what my comment was?
What?
Don't call it a conflict. It's an occupation.
It's not. It's more than just an occupation. It's a
Yeah,
genocide.
I know that. I just like said that like nicely to like my friend Fimble, but like, how can I piss off the Communist Party of Israel like that because I said something like a fact like that? But the video they did mention it was like the occupation and shit like that, but it wasn't titled like, oh, the occupation of Palestine or shit like that. Oh my God.
I don't. Okay, I don't deny. I don't. Okay, I don't. There is Israelis in Israel that hate their country, and just like people in America that hate their country. So we can't like say they're all fascists, but Israeli society like is a whole
Yeah,
pretty
just ask
fascist.
any Israeli on the street now. They'll just
What?
say, but like if you ask, like it's hard to differentiate them because if you ask them in the streets, they go like, what was it? Kill all the Arabs, carpet bomb them, kill them all.
What's actually funny
Hey guys,
is
come to Israel.
Israel has a reputation of being a country of cowards.
Oh, but
Yeah.
Israel has gay rights, man.
Yeah, they have gay rights despite them not treating.
Yeah.
Am I right, guys?
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god. We
It's
need
not
to
like-
worry about human rights.
Oh my God, I saw this like Zionist. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
If
it's
I
not like
interrupted.
yeah. Can I go?
Yeah,
Go
you
ahead.
can.
So it's like Palestinians, like they're being bombed and they're like struggling with like water and food. So the last thing they're gonna be thinking about is should gay marriage be legal? They're like thinking about how to survive.
It's like, yeah, it's like, okay, here's the thing. People who are like getting bombed don't give a shit about gay marriage or trans people. I'm sorry to say that. I would like they're having bombs fly
Yeah.
over them. They don't want to hear about this.
Yeah, if you want like liberal like human rights, you need like economic stability.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, did you know this? Even Bad Empanada, even though I don't fuck with Bad Empanada, literally like called out David Pakman for being a literal fascist supporter of Israel. Like
I
he's
didn't
like,
watch
oh,
that
we
video.
yeah, he said, you know what Pakman said? He said we need to demilitarize the West Bank and shit like that in Gaza, but never talked about demilitarizing Israel or shit like that.
Demilitarize the West Bank. They have no fucking weapons.
Yo,
Like, what fucking weapons do you have? They only have these, like, metal rockets that don't even have anything that can explode shit with. And, like, the other thing is this. I saw the Zionist fascist pig woman. Oh my God, I just want to go off on that bitch. Literally, I just wanted to go off. She's like, Dear Human Rights Watch, you can't say, we're occupying indigenous people's land when we are the actual indigenous people. And the Arabs are just anti-Semitic because they don't like the first Jewish state. Like, oh my God, shut the fuck up.
Most of these
Literally.
people what about the freaking Jews that are fucking Arab?
Yeah, what about them? What about the Ethiopian Jews that your state does eugenics to? Oh, woe is me. We don't know anything about them because, I don't know, we're just gonna do eugenics and make them not have any babies anymore. Am I right, guys?
Hey,
See?
if they want their own indigenous land, to just move back to Europe.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I got something. I got an idea. I have a problem that will solve it. Deport them all back to Europe. And also deport all the white people back to Europe.
Wait,
I'm joking.
well, I got a solution for the Israelis. Put them all on England. Put them all on the English, island. Let that be Israel.
Well, we don't want to ruin the Anglicist home. Remember that.
Okay, well, I don't want. There's some of that said we should put them in North America. It's like, no, I don't want them here.
I got an idea. Put them in the Mediterranean Sea. What? That's the Shiite Muslim Lebanese solution to it. Just or just like chase them out to the sea and just let them stay there.
As long as you don't send them to the DPRK.
Oh hell no! Don't. Oh wait, I got one. Send them to an East German re-education camp, even though East Germany was socialist and there was no wall under Stalin.
Send them to Yami Park's house.
Actually, okay, here's the idea.
Send them to Japan.
Japan is one of the most racist countries on the planet. They wouldn't want them either.
Or send them to China if you want.
China wouldn't want them either.
Send them to New Jersey.
Like, well, that's kind of a good idea, but we're just gonna deport all the white people from New Jersey there. Yeah, let's send them all back to Europe. Send them all back to Germany. Send them to Poland and all that shit. They're done. Solution solved, guys. Did we do it? Did we solve our Did we finally get the solution done?
One thing that's really stupid. Oh, we're indigenous to this land. Okay. Oh, what's your most recent ancestor? Where they came from?
Germany, Poland.
When I go by recent ancestor, I mean like in the past century. Like, what was your most recent? What was your great grandmother came from, or grandfather? Where they came from? If you can't answer like Palestine, then you're not indigenous.
Yeah, like basically, like I can literally recall like where my great grandparents came from, and I'm indigenous to this land where all these white people need to get out of. I'm joking. I'm fucking all the white
my
people.
great grandparents on my mother's side, I know my great grandmother, but I don't know my great grandfather. I don't know who he was.
Check.
I was born in East Asia. Am I a settler?
No.
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait, which country in East Asia?
China.
Oh.
That's cool.
That's correct. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I'm Chinese and I'm anti-Dengist.
Good. I heard there's some Maoists in China, but they're hard to find.
I've actually only been there for like a month, so I wouldn't know.
You know the stupid shit Noah did on Twitter? He's continuing the shit on Maoist.
Oh my god.
by
Oh, can we
Maoist
now
being-
just talk? Can we talk
Maoist
shit
being-
about people on Ewoks and Hinge now, please?
No,
Oh.
just Noah.
Okay, well, the shit on Noah because he's just funny and he's laughable.
It's like comparing Maoist being stuck in a mother's basement. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, Darks, can you share screen right now? Because I gotta show you some DMs that literally my friend showed me where he was like asking Noah for proof about him saying that Paul Morin's like a neo-Nazi, and literally Noah just admitting that he has none.
Oh, well, I don't want to show shit on Twitter. I just figured I'd bring up that because it's like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, it's so funny. I mentioned that on my thing where I addressed some things. Oh yeah, Specky, I mentioned you on there as well.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, I was like, how can you be going after? You're like, you say the most positive things about Haas, an openly toxic person, but now you want to come after the angles of a pretty chill guy.
Yeah.
Like it's so.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, back to the.
I just brought him up briefly because it's kind of funny. It's like these. It's
we must
really
repackage American patriotism.
Speaking of back to the original topic, it's really funny how these leftists in America, the West in general, they love to shit on socialist countries that actually succeeded in establishing socialism when they never ever succeeded and managed to establishing socialism in the West. Why? Outside of Cuba, there's never been a socialist country out, in the West outside of Cuba.
Yeah, I think part of it's just because. I think part of it's just because of the liberal hegemony. Like, you're kind of frowned upon. You like say like that was real socialism. You're kind of pressured to say like, oh, I'm one of the good socialists. I'm a libertarian socialist. It's that kind of thing.
Can I say something? I got some socialist countries that I can point out.
Sure.
Albania, let's see, Mao, China, the Soviet Union under Stalin
Yeah,
and
but I'm
Lenin.
going by Western countries.
Oh, then I have none.
We all know that. Okay, we all know that China was socialist, and I'm not in the mood to get into debate if China
Yeah,
is
we're not-
socialist or not, because I don't give a shit if it is or not, because it's not relevant. Or the Soviet Union after Stalin, I don't care about that either, because it's like, okay, whatever. The fact remains is, even if it's revisionist socialism, at least, that socialism was built in those countries. You can't say the same for these Western chauvinists who say, oh, the Soviet Union was never socialist. Okay, what would your imaginary socialism look like?
Yeah. And also, can I also say something? It's so funny how these like Western chauvinists also call me a Western chauvinist as well.
That's like, what the?
It's so funny. I get called Western chauvinist all the fucking time, and I'm like, bitch, I'm not Western. Bitch, I am indigenous to this land you call America. Like, it's so funny. Like, I get called Western chauvinist and shit.
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, say what you will about Vietnam, whatever you think it's socialist or not, whatever. I don't say what you will.
Is this on? Oh.
Yeah, it's on. Okay, here's the thing. No, these supposed leftists, none of them are disciplined. They're chickens with their head cut off. Why did the Soviet Union succeed to build socialism? Why did China succeed? Because they were disciplined. They had an organization. We don't have that in America. It's why the CPUSA is nothing but a fucking failed fucking party. It's never succeeded on building anything.
It's like a literal Fed party. Like for example, like they got destroyed in the 40s, as well as the Communist Party of Canada got destroyed in the 40s as well, and now they just turn into some Eurocom or even Fed parties. But I don't know why anybody endorses those parties anymore. But
okay, here's the thing: I respect the Soviet Union and China, regardless if you think China's socialist today. It's not relevant. You got to give China one thing for the CP in China. They at least are organized. They at least are disciplined. You cannot say the same for communist parties in other parts of the world. That's why they've succeeded and the others have failed. You need discipline to have a successful party. Otherwise, you're just a communist party in name only. Organization is very important.
And I think you need to provide for the working class, like start like community, like kind of like shelters and like kitchen and stuff, and then they'll become loyal to you.
And also, I want to point out this because this is what I put in the chat, fellow traveler stream, as a suggestion. We need to stop being liberal anti-imperialists and start becoming like militant anti-imperialists.
I'm militantly anti-imperialist. It doesn't matter who's doing it.
Like, for example, like I remember the Peace Report talked about this. Like the difference between a militant anti-imperialist and a liberal anti-imperialist. Like, that's like a suggestion I put out because like I'm like, fuck this bullshit where we're just like liberal anti-imperialists and we're just sitting here not even like stopping American imperialism while we have like people in the third world like in Peru like stopping Yankee imperialism, or in the Philippines stopping Yankee imperialism. Like, hey, we need to get out there. Like, we need to start doing this shit.
Yeah, we shouldn't be like, oh, it's the government is so powerful. It's very difficult. We need to protest like peacefully. It's like, fuck no, there is no such thing as peaceful protesting because the government's gonna crack down on you regardless. You can be the most peaceful Gandhi-like protester, and they'll still fucking want to kill you.
Well, none of us here trust Gandhi. Not gonna lie, because he's also a fascist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. People talk to me about.
I think he was trying to speak.
Yeah. So the thing about like liberal anti-imperialism is that a lot of liberals they oppose like imperialism because like war is bad. They don't recognize that like capitalism needs imperialism to like remain profitable, so they just kind of like just do it on like kind of moral basis rather than analyzing like, imperialism on a material basis. So because of that, they end up like supporting every imperialist like project, even though they claim to be against imperialism.
Mm-hmm.
It's like oh, Assad gassed his own people. It's like okay, even if he did, they're just trying to invade so they can like take over like Syria's economy.
Agreed.
I remember I got into a debate with this liberal in the UK who calls himself some leftist or some shit like that, but he's against the IRA and like saying like defending Biden and all this other fucking shit. And I was like, bro, what the fuck is this bullshit? He's like, oh well, the like basically the Biden doing that airstrike on Syria was justified and shit like that. And oh, we're not invading Syria just for like what was it? The oil, because one, Syria doesn't produce that much oil. Am I right, guys? Like, such bullshit. No, like we're there for the Trump admitted that we're fucking there for the oil. Syria makes good fucking oil, and the oil is dead already. So there's that shit. I was about to be dead, as well as Bitcoin. Also, I don't know why these people are like, oh, let's still invest in Bitcoin. It's going to change the world. Like, I saw that in Jason's comment section. Ugh.
Yes, I agree.
Like, as well as, like, oh my god, like, people, like, in TYT think, like, oh, well, Gaddafi gave, his military, like, Viagra and shit like that to start attacking the peasantry there or some shit like that. Or like advocating for like killing world leaders, like assassinating world leaders like Kim Jong-un, and then attacks Aaron Mate, who actually reports on like actual shit on Syria, instead of like, oh, Assad gassed his own people or some bullshit.
No lie, like I bet liberals who are like, we need to nuke North Korea. Like, dude, you're advocating for genocide, bro.
Oh yeah, it's like Vosh. You know, like how Vosh was like we dabbed on the Koreans there.
Vosh also dabs on children, okay?
Yeah.
Did you know Vosh got banned from Twitter one time for saying we need to nuke Israel?
He got banned on Twitch.
Twitch, that's what I meant. Yeah, Twitch was saying we need to nuke Israel.
Kind of base, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but the Palestinians would suffer as a result, so we can't,
Damn.
Yeah, so we can't actually do that.
Nuke Seattle.
There's also the other thing. No wonder why he doesn't like planned economies, am I right?
Yes.
It's like so funny, like literally like I read that whole article that Danky King did where it's like, holy shit. Vosh got reported by a fucking FBI, like reported by his own friend to the FBI, and the FBI didn't do shit.
But did that story actually get confirmed? Because it seems kind of fake.
I don't know if it got confirmed or not.
Like, I don't know, it just seems like some random article that anyone could have wrote, so I'm not sure.
It wouldn't surprise me, though, if he was reported, though.
And the FBI didn't do shit.
Probably
was like, and I don't even know like why people
themselves.
And also, I don't know why anybody literally even watches or listens to Vosh. I don't even know why he has almost 400,000 subscribers. Like, for real.
It's because Vosh has he's a lot. I don't know why. But for me, I think the one way you can rationalize it is those who are more left leaning, are looking for an alternative to people like, let's just say, the Quartering or what's his name, or Song God of Akkad, and they want somebody that's more of a debate bro. And I think Vosh caters to those kind of people that are into internet drama. I think that's another reason is the people in his audience loved internet drama.
Oh my god, this is so funny. Literally, he just posted a video saying, I would be terrified of kids using the internet. If I had a kid, I would be terrified of them using the internet.
I wonder why.
No wonder.
Doesn't he like harass kids on the internet as well?
Oh yeah, he tried like getting like underage like teens to like trying to like get like underage teens to like date him or shit like that or something like that.
Oh god, that's
So
fucking
basically, he's trying to like damage control so that we don't try to like call him a pedo again.
Hello,
Well,
having a few technical difficulties.
It's okay.
American internet.
Yeah.
American
Wait, let
internet
me
is
check
fucking,
my
it's fucking
okay.
shit.
Maybe Omni Park got me. I had a bad dream about her a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I couldn't sleep for a week.
Yummy Park. Why is she so popular?
Because she sells, and I don't know why she can sell.
The incels thinks she's hot.
Of course they do.
Shit, even Madonna looked better.
Yo.
It's like, well, I think it has a lot to do with the fetishization of Asian women. I think
Kim
that's the
Jong Un's
reason
wife
why.
looks way better.
Remember that one time when they said Kim Jong Un killed his girlfriend, and then a few months later she came back to life for some reason?
And they still believe he killed her.
Yes.
And they even probably still believe he's dead, probably. Oh, fuck.
Remember the news when they were spreading about Kim Jong Un being dead?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I remember that.
What a
bit.
bunch of losers.
Also, do you guys like my new profile pic? Anti-reactionary action.
They think it's his double.
But guys, Kim Jong Un is an evil dictator. Am I right?
Remember Red Dawn? Freaking that shitty fucking remake of Red Dawn. You know, basically had North Korea invade the United States. Like, how the hell is that even possible?
That one was weak.
Someone should make like a Red Dawn movie about like Hezbollah against Israel.
How about America invading America?
Hezbollah invading Israel. Israelis would probably freaking cower in fear because they're cowards.
You know what? Literally, Hezbollah kicked Israel's ass. Literally, Israel had like over 5,000 troops to invade this one town, and Hezbollah had literally only 150 soldiers for the battle. And you know what happened? Israel was not even able to take the fucking town. That is just funny.
Is it because the IDF is a fucking army of cowards? The whole world knows it. It's like it's why Israel will never go to war with Iran. That's not going to happen, even though they want to, because they're fucking cowards. It's like when you have an entire society of cowards, you know, are you going to draft every able-bodied person to go to war with Iran? Because that's what's going to have to take.
That'd be so crazy if that shit ever happened.
I don't think it's going to. What we've been witnessing for the past like few weeks is the beginning of the end for the Israeli state. I don't think Israel as we know it is going to exist in 10 or 20 years. We're going to start seeing a slow decline of Israel, along with America, of course, because the health of America is tied with the health of Israel. Because Israel is what the white supremacists in the United States want America to be. A openly racist and an openly fascistic state. Luckily, we're not at that stage yet where people can be openly racist, but I think we could get there if the next Republican, candidate, ends up becoming, I don't even know. I really am scared of the next election because we have two candidates that potentially they're going to be on the far right, Kamala Harris and God knows who else, who will be fucking considered. You know remember that crazy lady that's pushing the anti-mask conspiracy theory and comparing it to the Holocaust? She's so fucking batshit crazy that even Ben Shapiro fucking told her to fucking stop.
Those people are fucking crazy. Literally, like Karens as well. Holy shit!
Israel's a country
Karen
full of Karens.
I just need to watch Karen compilations to make my whole fucking day. Really.
Has anyone seen The Legend of Karen, where it's basically Zelda, but she acts like a Karen?
No, I have not.
It's hilarious. It's some of the funniest shit you'll see.
If countries were people, then Israel and the US would be the Karens.
Or Yomnis.
What the fuck is K-pop? I never listened to it. To K-pop.
K-pop is shit.
BTS.
I've listened to J-pop, which is Japanese pop, music.
Me too.
But not K-pop. I've never heard K-pop. What is the difference between J-pop and K-pop?
They're both shit. One shit, one is fascist. They're done.
Death to BTS, glory to BDS.
Boys that suck.
Well, I've listened to a lot of J-pop. It's not all bad. As
Yeah.
someone that's listened to it. But I never heard K-pop, so that's why I asked the difference.
I was also gonna say this. The other thing is like BTS. Also, they all fucking look the same. I can't even tell the difference between them. The only thing you can tell different between them is their fucking hair.
Is that kind of like racist though to say like Asians look the same?
That Falcone, that was pretty bad what you just said.
Oh shit! Sorry guys, I fucked up.
I know what you meant because of the way they dress and the way their hairstyle looks, but that is not that you should watch what you say in the future.
Oh damn.
It's fine. Just don't do it again. I mean, seriously,
Uh-huh.
do not do that again. There's enough crap you're getting from people by the likes of. We don't need to mention them by name, but you know who I'm referring to.
The likes of Western chauvinists and shit like that.
They'll use anything against you, so just be careful. And
Oh.
yeah,
Ugh. I was also gonna say this. So basically, K-pop is like Korean version of pop or some shit like that. I heard, but I never heard of J-pop either. So there's that.
Well, I think you should apologize to our guest, because that was pretty offensive.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, Specky V.
It's okay.
All right. Okay, just want to make sure that's out of the way. I can continue, Falcone.
Yeah. So basically, K-pop is like Korean pop, I think. That's why I think it's called K-pop or some shit like that. And J-pop is basically Japanese pop or something.
Most of the Japanese music, I don't even know what the hell J-pop is. I just listen to whatever music I hear from anime that I watch. If I like the music, I download it. I don't fucking buy my fucking music from Japan because that's ridiculous. I'm not fucking paying like $50 for a fucking for one goddamn song. That's just ridiculous. That's just insane.
I mostly listen to like independent music from like Japan, like what they call like doujin. Yeah.
There's one channel that I recommend, or there's like one podcast I heard, which I was watching from the Peace Report. They're called Against Japan or some shit like that.
You mean Japism?
Oh, I thought it was Against Japan or some shit like that.
It's against Japism. I think you might refer
Japan
to that podcast. Are you from? Oh, so you know about that the Japanese that guy who lives in Canada who's from Japan who does a leftist interpretation of Japanese history? I recommend anybody to watch that podcast. I mean, his podcast. I mean, there is a Japanese communist that I didn't even know existed until I watched those podcasts that actually talked about fascism and how liberalism is not equipped to be able to deal with fascism. How it will always
Do they have a YouTube channel that I can check out?
It's not a YouTube podcast.
Oh damn!
Imagine the weebs discover him.
The weed.
Okay, you can literally just you could download his podcast. You don't have to actually watch it on the site. You can just download his podcast.
I was just gonna say
Hakeem
this.
actually recommended his podcast.
Oh, because I only saw that on the Peace Report, and also the Peace Report follows me. So based.
I'm just gonna give a link in the comment section because at least in the video, so people can check it out. The site.
Yeah.
I have so many damn
People
shit.
are not, if people are not checking it out, they're missing out on a lot.
Well, there's a lot of history because when the history of fascism is ever brought up, they always skip Japan, and it's not. It's there's a good reason they skip Japan. Actually, I'm giving a link in my so those who are interested in watching or listening to the podcast after this podcast, I'm giving you a link.
Yeah.
I just gave a link in the comment section. Of course, for you, Falcone, I'll give it to you in private so you can watch it on your own discretion.
Alright. I was also gonna mention this. Like, people also forget this. About Japan. I learned this, but this is from an anti-communist source. But there was some cult in Japan or some shit like that, where they did a whole attack on a subway train or some shit like that. I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
That happened in the 90s.
Yeah, I think I remember that. They were putting gas in the tunnel or something.
Oh, if you guys want to know something interesting about that, there was a Super Sentai series that was released around the same time as that, and they had a.
Huh?
What? Oh, you're glitching.
I think Yummy Park got him.
I think the CIA is messing with our feed.
Hope Israel didn't get him.
Technical difficulties, everyone. Everybody, technical difficulties. Shit. Oh, yeah. So now I'm the host of the show. I'm joking. I'm fucking with all y'all.
Sorry, my internet glitched.
Yeah. So what were you saying?
Okay. There was a Super Sentai series around this time in Japan where that incident happened that had a plot line that was similar to what you guys were talking about regarding a cult, and the plot of the Sentai called O-Ranger hit too close to home, so Toei had to radically change the storyline of O-Ranger. For those who are Power Rangers fans, you'd be familiar with the source material for Power Ranger Zeo. Anyway, if you've watched it after episode 8, you'd know why the plot changed so suddenly. It's because of what happened in Japan at that time. It's interesting. I just bring that up because it's something that I don't think most people would know about, especially those who are not fans of Super Sentai or Power Rangers. I just figured it'd be something interesting to bring up.
Yeah. I was also gonna say this, but we were also talking about weebs and shit like that. I was gonna mention this, how fascists always co-opt lots of shit. For example, they co-op shit what was it? Bronies or the furries or any of that shit all the fucking time. Fascists try co-opting.
The reason why fascists do that is because fascists are incapable of creating anything of their own. Fascism is an incoherent ideology that is incapable of creating something of its own. It always has to take something from others. Like the swastika, which was originally a symbol of peace, the Nazis used that for their genocidal suit, whatever you want to call their fucking, movement, because they couldn't create a symbol of their own.
Or like, for example, the genocide of Native Americans to do the Holocaust.
Yeah, fascists are incapable of coming up with their own ideas.
Yeah. So they just love stealing them.
It's like, if you compare it to communism, which is a scientific ideology that's very coherent, very scientific, it's one of the reasons why communism is heavily opposed by fascists, because fascists, are against science.
I was gonna say this. Also, Louis, Man Gaming asked you something. It's also on Japanese Spider-Man show, or something like that.
It does exist. There is a Japanese Spider-Man show.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Oh, if you care to know, Falcone, in the 70s, Marvel made a contact with Toei where they would have the rights to use their properties, which is the Japanese Spider-Man. By the way, the Japanese Spider-Man show is the reason Power Rangers exist, because it was the first of that kind to have a super robot. And after Spider-Man, they would have another Super Sentai series, which is the first, called Battle Fever J, which look like Marvel superheroes if you look at their suits. They look terrible today, but that's the reason why, like, some of the early Super Sentais, like, they have Marvel-looking aesthetic in terms of the suits. It's because that, Marvel collaborated with Toei, in the late 70s to early 80s.
Damn. That's interesting to fucking know.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I would kind of disagree with that a bit because, like, for example, of what's happening in India and shit, and where it can, like, spread to everywhere, like, for example, here.
Honestly, we're going to be dealing with COVID for the next decade. We're going to be dealing with it for years to come. There's just no way we're done with this.
Yeah.
The West are going to downplay the effects of COVID. It doesn't matter if a few thousand more people die every year. It doesn't. If a few 100,000, it doesn't matter. They will downplay the effects of COVID.
Yeah.
COVID, I will say this. COVID has proven that capitalism cannot work without government intervention.
Yeah.
But the ANCAPs still, push their nonsense about the government this, government that. Oh, COVID-19 is not a big deal.
ANCAPs are fucking idiots. I can't stand those pictures.
What do you expect? Fascists are morons.
Yeah.
I think the most dangerous kind of fascists are those who don't know that they're fascists.
Yeah, I have a tendency.
I think Sparkly V was trying to say something.
Oh,
No.
yeah?
I wasn't saying anything. It was just no.
I thought you were.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep the pandemic as long as possible to stop. Yeah, you're right. They are doing that. It's irrational, to be honest, because the pandemic will kill capitalism.
Wait. Doesn't the vaccine only have like an 80% like effectiveness rate? So there's still a chance that people might get like reinfected.
I'm not taking that fucking thing unless I'm forced to.
Yeah, I'm no
anti-vaxxer, by the way. I just do not trust America's vaccine. If it was from China or Russia, I would, but not America.
I don't know. Just feel like even if everyone gets like vaccinated and just let everyone go out, there still like people will get like reinfected because the vaccine isn't like 100% effective or something.
Not to mention, the virus is mutating. So how do we know the vaccine will protect us from the current strain?
Facts. Like, it's already mutating right now. Like, for example, India, they just mutated. Boom. They're done. You know the other thing as well? Literally, like, this? Like, literally, they're just now forcing kids back to schools. Like that. So I'm going to have to go back to fucking school in person.
They're only doing this because they can't, because the economy is just, they're not working. They don't care if they sacrifice people's entire futures. It's like, my job is letting people, as many people as they want inside the store. They're not fucking holding back now because of COVID. They don't fucking give a shit. They really just don't give a shit. They really don't. They really don't give a shit about, that they're sacrificing workers. To them, we're just sacrificial limbs.
To them, we're just like useless eaters or something.
Yeah. That's what they see us. That's what they see people like me as. It's like COVID-19 has actually exposed more who is and who isn't the fascists, and you've seen fascists are spewing their rhetoric more and more.
And it kind of like revealed like the anti-Asian racists. Like when the pandemic started, like some one of my quote unquote friends called me like a chink because he lost his internship because of COVID. And I'm Chinese, by the way, and he called me a chink. Like, what the fuck, man?
That's disgusting. It really is disgusting. But anti-Asian racism has always been a part of American culture. It's nothing new.
America's a fascist country. Literally, we're just having our cult of personality over, Daddy George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, Thomas Jefferson, who raped it, literally, let's see, children, so he can have more slaves and shit like that. But we're supposed to worship him. Oh, yeah, George Washington, who pulled out the teeth of his own slaves to make dentures and shit like that. The same country that banned Chinese people from coming here and shit like that. The same country that also literally, wouldn't even call citizen Native American citizens on their own fucking land. But we're
only in America.
But we're supposed to repackage American patriotism or some shit like that.
And these same white racists, they're like, oh, BLM, stop complaining. If you want to be more successful, you should be like the Asians. They're the model minority. But then COVID happens, so we need to start punching Asians. Asians, they're disgusting. Fucking hypocrites.
Yeah, they are hypocrites.
Yeah. The hypocrisy of it all, really. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's like America has been showing its, more of its real colors more to the world, and the entire world knows what America is. I mean, look at the fucking Capitol. I mean, you had Zionist flags, South Vietnam flags, American flags, God knows what. I can't name every flag because I can't keep track of them all. Every single flag you could think of that fascists, fly was flown at the Capitol. It's like you have a huge fascist current in this country, yet these people still want to push American fucking socialism. It's like that's fucking impossible. You just cannot. How can you push it in a country that's deeply fascist?
Yeah, but oh my god, guys! But we elected Obama, the first black person, and now we got a woman VP. Am I right, guys?
She's the first. Let's be honest. Kamala Harris is the real president, not fucking Biden. There's no way that that half dead fucking senile fucking idiot is fucking our president.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Kamala Harris, the first woman president. Am I right?
Yes, and that's fucking scary. I mean, say what you will about Caleb Maupin, but she has a lot of journalists on her list. Caleb Maupin might be one of them.
Oh shit. We're next.
We're not enough of a threat, honestly, for her to target. It's Caleb that'd be targeted before we would be.
Don't worry. We're gonna soon become a threat soon. The police state is gonna encroach on us like Patriot Act 2.0. Or have they passed it yet? I don't know. Congress, the Senate, the president.
What I'm really scared of is the fucking Supreme Justice that, Amy Cody Barrett, I think that's her name.
Supreme Court Justice.
Yeah, that fucking bitch is insane.
You think?
What?
Maybe I'm saying to the people they fought basically all of a sudden they think that she was crazy now, but never thought about it in the beginning.
When she makes Brett Kavanaugh look reasonable, that's when you need to be fucking scared.
Yeah.
But Brett Kavanaugh looks reasonable.
It's so fucking crazy. How can you make somebody like Brett Kavanaugh fucking reasonable?
Only in America, when you have, it's like when the Supreme Court, which I'm just gonna say this, is fascist. It's always been fascist and always will be fascist. I mean, what?
This is America. Don't catch you sleeping. Basically, Donald Trump says it right.
It doesn't exist for any other reason other than to prevent any legislation that would actually help working class people. That's all it exists for. It doesn't exist for any other reason.
Larry, it's such bullshit. Thinking America's worth saving. No, America ain't worth for shit. America ain't worth saving shit.
It's not. If you're not scared, if I have to be real with you, Falcone, if you're not scared of America, you haven't been paying attention to what's been going on in the country. If you're not scared of this country, you should be scared of this country, what it's capable of. What we've seen from America, we haven't even seen fucking anything yet. We've seen nothing.
Y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. I'm just reading the comments.
What was the chat saying? Can I read this?
Go ahead.
Alright. Blood of Mexicans, Native Americans, white supremacy, and blue sailed the ocean to steal land from Mexicans and Native Americans.
I'm on a tirade in the chat.
You're doing great, Stan. Stan, do you want to say something? Because this isn't this is not this stream is not organized. You can say whatever you want.
No, I've been okay. I've just been I sometimes can't see if I can hear myself. I don't hear myself on the stream, but
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, well, good. Because as long as is it too loud or not?
No, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, good. Thanks.
It just since you've been quiet the most of the time, I just like to give you some
airtime. I've been kind of absorbed in the conversation, but I didn't know what to throw in other than what I've been putting on the chat.
You can say whatever you want. This is a open stream. Say whatever you want.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I just didn't want to cut anybody off or.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, I know you don't want another election, but Who do you think would realistically be a candidate and on the Democrat and Republican Party? Because I'm scared from whoever's going to be chosen.
Nope, nobody. Well, if you really want to know who I want, but that won't happen.
Yo, Vosh is going to win all the debates and become president, bro.
Vosh is president?
Yeah,
Elect my cat for president.
Guys, we're gonna have our Voshite movement. Am I right?
Vosh as president and Sanderhall as his vice president.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm fucking dead.
Why?
Imagine Vosh streaming daily as president.
Hey, one Trump's enough. Don't give me another.
So, guys, as
One Jerry
President
Spears enough.
we're going to be talking about whether or not we should remove the age of consent entirely, because I want this to be the first act for the first day of my presidency as the first Voshist president or some shit like
that. Imagine Sanderhall like streaming about weird shit as the vice president.
Oh, I'm Xanderhall. We're gonna be talking about black culture and shit like that, and why we hate it and shit like that. And Black Hammer, ethno state, black nationalism. Let's misrepresent it, and we're just gonna be talking about ethno state. Oh well, segregation only good when blacks do it or some shit like that. Some bull fucking shit.
All presidential meetings will now take place in Minecraft.
Okay. Vosh's entire cabinet we had counterpoints. I think be his Secretary of Defense.
No, what about SPL? Like rumors about anything?
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Housing and urban development. They're gonna put SDL for housing and urban development. Here's why. Because he said he wants to gentrify Africa.
Okay.
There's that.
What about Destiny? Who would Destiny be in his staff?
Oh, I don't think Destiny would be anywhere near that staff because literally Destiny and Bosch hate each other.
Why? I don't pay attention. Why does Destiny hate and Bosch hate each other?
I don't know. Some shit. I think.
Do I really care that a social fascist and an open fascist hate each other?
Yeah. Who cares?
I know if I would never become president because if I would get shot before I even fucking reach the fucking White House, I'd fucking be assassinated. But if I did avoid assassination, what I would do is, oh God, I wouldn't discuss. I can't discuss what I would do. I know one thing I would do to fund Israel completely.
Yeah, bye Israel.
Kick Yamni Park out the country.
Dismantle the CIA and the FBI.
Build high-speed rail.
Execute all their members.
15 years hard labor.
Hard labor is too good for them.
Now, how about an anti-aircraft gun?
And of course, I would dissolve the United States into 50 smaller countries.
Based.
That's what I would do.
Now, yay! The Native Americans can finally take their shit back. Yay! Okay, now we're gonna have the PSFM start taking back all fucking Colorado, Arizona, and everywhere else.
I would probably but then again, I'd get assassinated before I'd even reach the presidency. If I were to say what I say on the internet, let's say by some miracle I became a viable candidate, I would never fucking get past the primaries. I'd be murdered. Let's be real. Anybody who'd be a threat to the state would be murdered. If I somehow got support of the population, I'd be murdered. So becoming president would never happen. Never in a million years. Not that I would want that.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Let me go check what's in the chat.
The chat's not as active as it once was.
Damn,
wait,
the chat is
who's
dead.
Wait. Well, who is streaming right now?
Obnoxious.
Yeah,
Okay.
Obnoxious Anarchist.
Everybody in the chat.
And also,
All right.
I want to say this.
All right, before you say something, considering I don't want to interfere with the Obnoxious Anarchist's stream, I'm gonna be ending it. Yo, hey, does anybody have any last words they want to say?
See you guys next time. Viva Gorilla Popular. Viva Marxismo Leninismo Maoismo. And go check out the Obnoxious Anarchist, and his Discord server is back.
Yes. Anyway, this is Darsonovia. Over and out. The part where I rant about Right Wing Watch, I think is too good. This time I mean it. I'm gonna edit that portion as a separate video. Look forward to that. Anyway, see you guys later. Watch the Obnoxious Anarchist stream. Red salute. Stay safe, everyone, and see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Join the MRN network.